There's a key to gratitude that fundamentally changed my life, my perspective, and it happened at a darker time, probably for a lot of us. It was middle of 2020. We all know what happened in March of 2020, the global pandemic, and naturally just the domino effect of no more going to the office, and then all of the isolation and all these in-person gatherings were now virtual. And I'll be honest, as a speaker, what lights me up is the in-person connection. I consider it a calling to just light up a stage and just, it's a group of 1,000 and 1,000 that I'm speaking to and 20 wait to talk to me after. I love the 1,000, but I do it for the 20. And that's the magic. That's the secret sauce of how I feel when I speak in person. So now 2020 comes. Bang. In-person events are gone. Everything's virtual. And when I looked at a webinar, a virtual keynote on the calendar, I wasn't 10 out of 10 excited about it. It felt like, because of this world circumstance, I have to. So my mindset was, I have to do. But now it is, I get to do. Here's what happened. It was the Oakland Athletics, Major League Baseball sales team. A buddy of mine is the VP of sales. He says, Paul, I want you to come in and talk to our team about rediscovering, reconnecting with purpose and why, and really how we can perform and produce in these virtual times, and we can't connect with our fan base. And so he just went on, and I was happy to do it. But again, it was, the virtual doesn't light me up. It's not really my thing, but it's the times. So I did it. I have to do a webinar. Not the best mindset. Fast forward, end of the engagement, 5 minutes later. And I thought it went pretty well. He shoots me a note. Paul, that was awesome. The usual complimentary note. But here was the kicker. His note ended. You won't even believe this. My two boys, 12 and 14 years old, obviously school shut down. So they were home. They were in the living room. I don't know if you could see them in the backdrop. But literally, Paul, within 5 minutes of you ending your talk with us, they both came up to me and said, Dad, can we talk about our why? I want to live with more purpose. How do we do that? And reading this note fundamentally changed my perspective forever. Something that was on the calendar as I have to do it. I have to do this webinar. I now said, I get to inspire purpose. I get to pay this gift of why forward that changed my life. And now apparently there's a 12 and a 14-year-old wonderful, wonderful souls and human beings and sons of my buddy Steve that they get to talk to their dad. Imagine that. As a teenager, you talk about purpose and why. If they were in school, they never would have heard my talk. I would have been doing it at the ballpark. They would have been in school. Their lives are never impacted through this message of purpose and why. And so this opened my eyes to when I see something on the calendar, even if I'm not initially engaged or excited about it, like, I have to go to another team meeting. What if it's, I get to connect with these 10 amazing people? A simple team meeting can go from I have to I get to. So that's my invitation to you. The next time that you look at your calendar and you're not excited about something, that's probably because you're thinking about it as a have to. How can you take that same existing thing on the calendar and say, I don't have to do that. I get to do that. Shifting from have to get to is how you can ensure gratitude 365.